We're live.
Ooh, we're live already.
Already.
Damn,
Already.
this is fast. This is the fastest you ever went live.
Well, I had got it prepared because you sent me the DM, so I had got a little jump on it early on. What up? What up? What up? What up? My bad. Do the intro.
Wow.
My bad. I'm sorry.
Okay. Welcome back. Hold up.
It's been so long.
It's been so Hotep with the locks, with the hair.
I gotta get myself together. Hold on.
Can I call you Dusty?
Oh my God! This is payback.
Actually, I shouldn't call you Dusty considering what we're gonna speak about on this show. Someone's gonna clip that and
Oh,
not
see,
understand
there
the
you go, being
content.
racist. There you go. All the crypto people are racist.
No, it's the Bitcoin people. Don't put that on the crypto people.
Y'all all in the same boat.
Oh hell no! You're the one that has a company for Bitcoin to help people accumulate Bitcoin, right?
Used to.
Okay.
Used to. I'm
Well,
I'm 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 moving on to greener pastures now.
oh, okay. Well, anyways, all right. So, welcome back to another episode of the Love and Crypto Podcast. I'm your host, Wendy O. That's Hotep Jesus. He just got back from vacation with his amazing family. And we got some hot topics to kind of discuss. So, a little bit of backstory. Hotep just got back. I'm like just not feeling myself today. I was like, you know what? I don't want to do this today. But after all the events that happen on Twitter, I feel like it's very important that we hopped on and kind of chatted about the state of the world.
Indeed.
Because, so, okay, which story do you want to talk about first?
The racist one.
Well, there's two racist ones.
What? All right, let's start with the not the Zubi one, the other one then, and we'll go
Okay.
to the Zubi one after.
Because the Zubi one is very I like Zubi. He's a good guy. I was on his show recently, but I was floored with what was said. I couldn't believe the fucking, excuse me, the audacity. I was mad. It's not even my business, but I was mad. Anyways,
Okay.
we're going to talk about Binance. So, if you guys don't know what today is
420.
420.
Yeah.
Is that Hitler's birthday?
I wanted to say it was either that or his death day. Let's take a look here.
Yeah, let me just go ahead and Google it. Yeah, okay. So it's Hitler's birthday is today.
Yes, it's today. Yes.
Okay. So I am half Jewish for those of you that don't know. My father's side. And I'm actually related to Einstein. I believe he's like my fifth cousin or something like that. So super Jew over here. So there's a lot of anti-Semitic stuff that happens in crypto. Like you see it all of the time, all the time. Well, apparently Binance created this emoji, and I sent you the tweet. What it looks like, if you look in the mentions, you can see it. I don't even have a screen cap of it, but basically this Binance emoji kind of looks like a
swastika.
Well, yeah, looks like that. However, I do know because my dad was very, very into Chinese culture because of the man who trained him Kung Fu. The man came from China, and my dad was like, super into Chinese culture. There is a reverse swastika, which came way, way before the swastika. So it means it's kind of like a symbol of peace, or they use it in prayer or whatnot. So apparently this Binance emoji dropped today, and people were saying that it looked like a swastika. And the whole feed was attacking Binance, which is very interesting that they would do that, because I get anti-Semitic comments thrown at me all the time.
Mm.
And I will read to you this anti-Semitic comment that was sent to me about 2 weeks ago, because I posted about it. And this is what I said. I think it's interesting. CT, crypto Twitter, and Bitcoin Twitter are so pressed about the logo, which I was referring to the Binance logo. I'm kind of vague sometimes, when they'll sit and use racial slurs often. It's been happening to me since 2018 monthly, and sometimes more often. Backstory of when it started happening is fun too. And it is partially because I'm a woman, 100%. So somebody sent me a DM that said, did your blank pass away yet? One less hue in the world. And they're referring to my 5-year-old daughter. This has been happening since 2018. I get these types of messages. So when people, and when I bring it up, I get gaslit. The men in crypto Twitter, the men in Bitcoin Twitter say, well, you do this and you do that, so you deserve it. So maybe you should get off of the internet. So they're mad at an exchange for creating this logo, which they're saying was planned to be dropped today, released today because it was Hitler's birthday. But then again, they're okay and they're comfortable with calling women these types of with sending these things to women on the internet. And then saying, well, it's not because you're a woman, it's because we don't like you, or because you do disclose sponsored content, et cetera. So you'll see a lot of that stuff partake. And now everybody wants to band together and like go be mad at Binance for releasing this logo, which they might not have known. I mean, to me, it kind of looked like it, but it really didn't, because there was an image in front of it and it just had the little legs. And I'm trying to find the image of it.
I got the image up there.
Okay, what are your thoughts on it? Do you think that's what it is? Do you think it was intentional? Like,
it sure as hell is one of hell of a coincidence to drop a swastika logo on Hitler's birthday.
Interesting.
Maybe they trolling, or maybe it was an accident, or maybe it's just the simulation being the simulation.
Also, too, it is not an American exchange. It is not a German exchange. They're based in Asia. So they have different, and a lot of people forget that crypto is global. So you're going to see things from other cultures that come into play. Like, for example, let's say you go, like my mom, she traveled to Italy. My mom is a Sicilian American. She traveled to Italy with her cousin and she said porcicella at the dinner table. In like American Sicilian, it means like you're fat, you're being a pig. But apparently in like traditional Sicilian or traditional Italian, it means whore. So everybody like completely like they stopped and they looked at my mom when she was at the dinner table and she said that. My mom had no idea.
What means whore?
Porcicella.
Okay. So,
you know, my point of telling that story, there's different contexts for different things. Like it means different things in different cultures. So was it planned that it was going to be, you know, to drop it today? I don't know. I mean, it kind of looks similar, but is it the reverse swastika or is it the German one?
Well, let's take a look here. Let's go ahead. Let's put this back up on the screen. Right? And then let's pull up the Nazi swastika. Okay, so the wheel is going that way. And on this one, oh.
Is it they both are?
Oh. Well, let me see what. So it can go either way. But I'm pretty sure it's supposed to go. I can't remember if it's supposed to go. So what I would do is I think of it as a pinwheel, right? And how the wind would catch it if it was a pinwheel, right? Mm-hmm. So if the wind caught the German Nazi swastika, it would turn counterclockwise. The traditional one, in some instances, is spinning clockwise. But again, I need further research. It's been a while since I've studied ancient symbolism. Let's see which way the one on Buddha's stomach is turning. Okay, so that one is also turning counterclockwise. Yeah, most of the ones I see online are faced the same way. Okay, so yes, the one here on this Buddha would spin clockwise, and then there's another one here. It can go either way. So that's a nothing burger from me. I'm sorry. I apologize.
All right. Well, I personally, to me, because like, if it came from the United States or it came from like a European like country, like if it was exchanged from there, I might be like, okay, but it came from an Asian exchange and their culture is completely different than like European and American culture. So I kind of feel like it was a mistake.
Yeah, I would venture to say I'd lean towards mistake.
Yeah.
So,
but my point in the matter is people in crypto, they will literally take anything they can and then they'll speak on it without doing any research. They literally see one thing, they refuse to do any research, and they post and they get mad about it. And that's why most of them don't do well in crypto when it comes to investing and whatnot, is because they do not have critical thinking skills. They don't have street smarts. You can do well in crypto you don't have to, I'm not super tech savvy, but I have street smart. So I'm able to apply critical thinking to different aspects.
Well, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's going to take some critical thinking to exist online in the first place, anyway. Oh my God, Jesus Christ! What's up with the trolls in the chat today?
Is it? Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Where do you get these people from?
I don't know, man. You know, when you're popping, you just become a target.
I guess so. Okay. Let's talk about the next thing, because this one is kind of crazy. And I was anticipating him to get attacked and trolled, but
hold on one second. Francisco Ventura, thank you. He said you guys are awesome and amazing. Somebody in the chat said I'm back. Yes, I'm back. I'm going to be streaming real heavily in a few days. Let me just get set back up. Opinionated Junkie said Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial is on day 2. Indeed. My bad. What were you going to say?
No, that's okay. Why are Johnny Depp and Amber Heard still in why are they still going at it?
I think this is the official trial, right? Is this the divorce trial? I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with it. I have no idea what's going on.
It's been like years, though.
Somebody in the chat said, my girl coming over and she think I'm cheating. Maybe I should be. Give us some more details about your problem there. Why do you believe she is cheating? Or why does she believe you are cheating? Why do you think she believes you're cheating? We need those 2 questions answered first of all.
Yeah, I need to know that, because there's a lot. That's a lot to unpack.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack.
But anyways, I don't know what's going on with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. She seems crazy. Some women are just absolutely out of their damn minds. And that's why you should be very careful who do you decide to have children with and who you decide to marry. I don't care how much money you have. You should always get a prenup. Prenups are very, very important, because money changes people. Whether you get poor, whether you get rich together, makes people do ugly things. Get a prenup.
Sounds like common sense to me.
Should. All right, let's talk about the Zubi thing.
Okay.
So Zubi's just on the feed doing his thing. So let me give a little backstory and a little bit of context. There's this account on Twitter that calls out like scammers. That's this detective calls out scammers, which that's very much needed, because there are scammers in crypto. There's people that do bad stuff. However, this particular account will post things sometimes that are not accurate or doesn't give any context to it. So he'll post things for engagement, because that's what people do. And there's things on this, there's things that are sometimes not true. So he posted a list of influencers that take money for promoting projects, which that's a very common thing in crypto. And if you disclose, I don't see any issue with it. But there was a 3-page list, and it was just a bunch of really random, weird accounts. Like most of them were bots, just a bunch of weird stuff, like no name people. And Zubi's name was on that list.
Wait. Back up. I'm sorry. I was dealing with trolls in the chat. What is this list you're talking about?
There's this account on Twitter from crypto, and he posts people that are scammers in the space. But what he does is he doesn't always post accurate information or backstory or context. So he does a good service sometimes, but other times he misses. He went ahead and he posted this list of influencers that do paid promotion, which I think is fine, just as long as you disclose. And so does, the legal bodies of the United States of America. Well, on this list, there's a bunch of random ass names, like random ass Twitter accounts that are apparently accepting money for promotion. And it was just a very weird list. There's like maybe 100 or 200 names. Well, Zubi's name was on that list, which was very bizarre, because it didn't fit in with the type of people that they had. And Bitcoin Twitter completely lost it, because instead of going back and analyzing if he actually does do paid promotion or disclose paid promotion, they just started attacking him. And my name has been put on lists as well, somebody who does like undisclosed whatever, which in fact, I've never there's marketing agencies that do that. They gather lists of people with large followings, and then they send it out to companies, and then they end up scamming them for money. That's what I think happened with it. But anyways, the Bitcoin community completely lost their mind, because he was at Bitcoin Miami 2022. And they don't like anybody who profits off of crypto any way, shape, or form, unless it's their own people, which is funny, because most Bitcoin maximalists that got rich participated in the Ethereum ICO, and that's how they made their millions of dollars, which is a very interesting thing. They won't talk about it, though. They won't talk about it publicly. And there's a lot of Bitcoin maximalists that have done really shady stuff in the past. But anyways, so they started attacking Zubi. And then there was this tweet that somebody sent to him. Do you want me to read it, or do you want to read it?
You can read it. Let me just pull it up on the screen here in just a moment.
It's from Surfer
Is this
Jim.
the one that says, Stinky black ass.
Yes.
All right, let me pull that up on the screen here. All right, it's up on the screen. Go ahead and read that, please.
Now I know why you were uninterested in conversing with me like a man last year at that Texas barbecue place we met at. Guaranteed you don't remember. That's because men like me don't kiss up to your blank, blank, blank.
Stinky black ass.
Thank you. No ego boost, no fawning over your greatness.
Mm. Stinky black ass. So okay, so what is the discrepancy here? What seems to be the problem?
Well, first off, the problem is I don't understand why color was brought into it any way, shape, or form. It didn't need to be brought into it. Actually, after I read it, it made me really mad because I don't look at somebody and I'm like, oh, you're this, you're that, whatever. I look at you if you're people or not, like if you're a good person or not. So the fact that that was brought up, that pissed me off. And then I took a step back and I reread it. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like Zubi does have a large following, and people that have large followings, they're not obligated to stop and give attention to anybody, anywhere at any time. So it really felt like this guy was just so mad that Zubi, like that somebody with some sort of social media influence kind of ignored him. And so that conversation started, and all these other people started like harassing Zubi and like saying that he was doing all this undisclosed paid promotion, blah, 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 blah. And then it turned into this big, like Bitcoin, it turned into a bunch of really other terrible things that were said. But this particular tweet kind of caught my eye. And I was kind of shocked to see that the absolute audacity for somebody to say this, to be that comfortable in their skin, to say this to somebody else, like, who does this?
Well, that individual is actually following me right now.
Oh, okay.
Surfer Jim W. He's got 17,000 followers, and he actually follows me. I don't follow this individual. This is the first time I'm seeing him. Well, who is he? Is he somebody, or should I
don't know who he is? I don't know who he is.
Okay.
He seems like let me go look at his profile. He seems just like a person that's, well, we always talk about having the logos in, or having like flags in bios, sports team in bios, and in the front of his name he's got the toxic Bitcoin sign. So that tells you right off the chain that he is a toxic Bitcoin maximalist that doesn't like anybody, shape, or form. And then in his profile he says Bitcoin, not blockchain, which is kind of funny because Bitcoin doesn't function without utilizing blockchain technology. So that makes no sense. He probably should have put Bitcoin, not altcoins. And then what else is going on in his bio? He is a knowledge seeker and a carnivore, which is great. So he wants to kind of talk about his masculinity here. But yeah, that's this person here that felt the need to use a racial remark to get his point across because he wasn't being acknowledged by another man.
Looks like Zubi is been managing this. Looks like they accused him of promoting BSV. He said, I was not paid to promote BSV. You are flat out lying. If I were paid to promote BSV, I would not owe you an apology. Do
you want me to give context to that?
Sure.
So Twitch was a platform that was created utilizing Bitcoin Satoshi's version, which was created by Twitch, whatever the hell it is, was created by Craig Wright, which Craig Wright says that he is Satoshi, and we all know that he's not Satoshi. But most people that are not super deep into crypto and Bitcoin don't necessarily know that. But at the same time, when you're an influencer, you're somebody with a large following, you have to, it's kind of our job to join as many social media platforms as possible to kind of squat on the handle. And the reason why we do that is to avoid impersonators or scammers, like, because we have people that are actively using, taking whatever. And it was just a social media platform. So I don't see the issue with him saying, hey, I joined this, whatever it is. And if he wasn't paid to promote it, why can't he support Bitcoin, but also join another social media platform using a different technology?
That's not allowed. You're not allowed to do that.
But why?
Isn't it against the Bitcoin Bible?
So Bitcoin's a cult or religion?
Yes.
Okay.
All praise
Well,
be to Satoshi Nakamoto, the real one. This is a religious cult, Wendy O. And you must swear to the maxi.
guess what?
What's that?
I don't get down on my knees for any man. I do not bow down to any motherfucker in this world. Okay? You're gonna catch you make me bow down to you. There's gonna be a problem. There's gonna be a fight. I'm not bowing down. I'm not worshiping anybody. Bitcoin is a tool that was created by the people for the people. And if Satoshi was, if I mean, I've read a lot of work on him, like a lot of his conversations and whatnot. And a very good friend of mine is one of the early Bitcoin miners, and he's like absolutely appalled with all the Bitcoin toxicity because it's ridiculous. It is completely ridiculous. And when you read Satoshi's white paper and you're looking at the definitions of a free market and being self-sovereign and a true decentralized economy, people get to do whatever the hell they want to do, and nobody gets to dictate what other people get to do. However, you can call somebody out for doing very shady tactics or saying bad things. So I get the Bitcoin community, they're mad at him for, doing promotion or whatever. They get mad at me for the same stuff. But at the same time, the type of verbiage that was used is not a good look. Really, really not a good look for people that are trying to, for something that was created to help all people from all walks of life.
Well, does Zubi stink? Does he have BO? Because he said stinky black ass. So I just want to clarify if he's in fact actually stinky.
I've never met him in person, so I can't say.
Okay. Because maybe he was just referring to, maybe there was some BO issue, and I was just trying to clarify that. Well, let me ask you this question. Is Bitcoin money?
Bitcoin is money, yeah.
Bitcoin is money. Okay.
It can be. It depends who you're talking to. It could be a lot of different things.
Layer 1 or layer 2?
Bitcoin. Okay, let me tell you something. The Lightning Network, people love to worship the Lightning Network, but the Lightning Network is less secure because it's a layer that is built on top of Bitcoin. And no one wants to acknowledge that at all, any way, shape, or form.
Oh, yeah, definitely a layer 2. But people are saying that it's still safe and secure.
It's not as safe and secure as the actual Bitcoin network because it's a layer put on top of it. And just like the more layers you put on top of something, the less, like, you could put all these layers on top of a building and the less secure that it is. That's the way that I look at it. And that's the way it's been explained to me.
B. Weezy Bird said Zubi was at the Bitcoin conference. Yes, I do believe I saw people say he was there, and a couple of individuals confirmed his presence at the Bitcoin conference. I did not see him there, but yes, I do believe he was there. I'm still investigating this layer 2 solution thing, trying to understand it better. But we'll defer that conversation to a day when I have my education built a bit better. Just haven't had time to investigate that. Okay.
I can get, I'm going to see if my friend will come on because he's it's so sad because he is the person that you want to have on and talk to. But at the same time, the Bitcoiners like totally dismissed him and were really just kind of jerks to him, even though he was one of the original miners and kind of knows his stuff and was a part of all those early Bitcoin transactions. If you look in the early blocks, but of course, like they have they're very tribalistic and they want to leave people out that have knowledge if they don't fit their agenda.
Yeah. Well, I think that people have a lot of money on the line here. We're dealing with crypto, Bitcoin. There's a lot of money on the line here. So I can understand why people could become tribal and protective over their digital assets. So is the Bitcoin community racist as a whole? Would you say somebody entering this place should expect racism?
I would say if you are not white, you probably should just be a little bit wary who you interact with, or if you're not a white male, unfortunately.
I haven't seen any of this. I've had instances of individuals. I would say that they are at an intersection of crypto. I can't remember if they were maxis but I have had racial slurs. At least on one occasion. I want to say one occasion I can remember. I can't remember it clearly. but it was crypto. But I usually don't pay that stuff no mind because it just doesn't really bother me. Um, but I haven't dealt with um any racism. I think I've dealt with more like unwelcoming behavior. Like when I first, like you remember how I blew up on the Bitcoin scene. I basically got attacked, right? And that's how I started with the shut up and code, right? Like people were attacking me and I just responded, shut up and code, right? Shut up and code, shut up and code. Like, why are you even talking to me? Go shut up and code, right? And then that's how I ended up in the Bitcoin debate with Peter McCormick and the rest of those guys, right? And I'm very thankful for that because that led me down a beautiful rabbit hole. I got in touch with Cyprian, who's my senpai now. But yeah, I wasn't aware of the 3 different versions of Bitcoin allegedly. And then when I felt like, what is it? Like the new kid in school, right? Who's kind of got some swag and the different groups are like, no, be with us. No, be with us. No, be with us. Right. And if you're not with us, then you're the enemy. Right. That was the vibe I got when I first really entered the crypto Twitter sphere. And I was just like, wait, hold on. I don't know none of y'all. I don't know. Can we get to know each other first? What are you about? What are you about? What are you about? And let's play nice for a little while before I decide to, take sides. I don't want to take any sides. I'm still a student, right? Like even today, I'm not ready to take on the Bitcoin Maxi side. I'm not ready to take on the crypto side. I'm still a student. There's still so much I have to learn about crypto or desire to learn about crypto, desire to learn about Bitcoin before I can say, hey, look, I'm a maxi. And I would like people who would love to invite me to their cult to provide me with some education and maybe even a red carpet or two. And I might be persuaded.
So I'm gonna have to hop in here.
Okay.
So you gave a very, as always, Hotep, you gave a very logical explanation of how a emotionally mature man would analyze the situation.
Okay.
Unfortunately, that perspective is incorrect when it comes to Bitcoin maximalists. God forbid you want to educate yourself on Ethereum, on altcoins, on metaverse, on NFTs, on any other aspect besides Bitcoin, you're a scammer. That is the mindset. So if they know that you're interested in learning more about other technology besides Bitcoin, that automatically makes you a scammer and you are automatically not allowed to join their cult, their religion, and their community because you do not automatically believe that Bitcoin is the end all be all. So instead of saying, hey, you know what, go ahead, take your time, educate yourself on these different things. And then if you need help, come back to us and ask questions. They will excommunicate you for that ideology that you have.
So basically what you're saying is, let's say this cult, let's say we're calling this a cult, this Bitcoin community. Let's say we're calling them a cult. Okay. Religious cult. Okay. And, I basically get excommunicated. Basically what that means is I don't get to enjoy the perks of being down with the Bitcoin Illuminati. No, what am I missing out on it? What exactly am I missing out on?
Obviously, I don't know, whatever the hell they do with their little community, their weirdness that they do.
That's what I would like to understand. I would like to understand, what am I missing out? Right? Because nobody knows what anybody's doing as far as crypto is concerned, right? Shit's anonymous.
It's really not.
How's it not?
It's not because, I mean, okay, you can parade around with being anonymous, but the thing is that you can track wallet addresses, and we're seeing that like this happens in the NFT space, like all types of stuff, and that's how people get caught doing shady things or get caught doing really great things or buying a lot of Bitcoin. Everything is on a public ledger.
That's for Bitcoin. If I was let's say I was a Bitcoin maxi, okay, I'm a Bitcoin maxi. technically I can deal in the other cryptos and nobody would know.
Correct. And that's what happens is we get a lot of Bitcoin maximalists, because I was sitting and talking to all of them at the event, at the conference. Oh yeah, well, I get paid in ETH to consult for this. I do this, I do that, but we can't tell anybody. I can't tell anybody at the conference because they won't, there's problems. I sat with like 5 or 6 girls at an event and we were talking about it, and they were congratulating me on being the most watched crypto female influencer in the world and on YouTube and whatnot, all that type of stuff. So it was great. But I was like, yeah, I get a lot of heat from the maxis. They're like, yeah, well, that's why we don't tell them that, we consult for this company and I do this, I trade NFTs, I'm involved in all this other stuff. Okay. It's essentially out of fear. And these are other women that are telling me this. And that that's kind of sad.
Fear of what? This is what I'm trying to understand.
Fear of being harassed, fear of being, we're starting to see physical violence occur and all types of stuff occur at event. Like I told you, Bitcoin conference, there was 4 women that got harassed. 1 woman was forced to leave. 2 other women got pictures taken of their behinds, posted on the internet. And I got verbally harassed at the event.
Wait. Who was physically harmed?
The woman was asked to leave an event, and I don't know if they put hands on her or not.
All right. So we don't have any physical violence yet. But we have harassment.
Okay.
But no physical violence. Nobody got their ass whooped yet.
I don't know if somebody was touched, though.
Right. Okay.
I don't know how she was removed. I just know she was removed.
All right. I just wanted to clarify that. I just want to know if there was some ass whooping going on. I wanted to see a video, some pictures, something. I need my entertainment fill. Okay. I don't know. I would just love to know, what are the perks with being a part of any one of these cults? Is Ethereum cult, BCH cult, whatever cult.
There's no cults. The only cult there is the Bitcoin cult.
There's that's not true. That's not true.
Who? I'm not
BSV is a cult.
Oh, well, that I don't talk.
BSV is definitely cultish. And the way some of these people move with these altcoins, a lot of them are cultish too.
They are, but honestly, they're not as aggressive as the Bitcoin community. I'll tell you this.
BSV was way more abrasive than the maxis.
Back then, not today.
Today. I'm getting shit today from BSV. The Bitcoin maxis don't fuck with.
I'm surprised. They don't.
The BSV people, I just want to say, like, as late as a couple of weeks ago, they were like, "Oh, this Hotep guy, da 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 da." Hold on, wait, let me. No, I'm sorry, that was the maxis. Sorry. The maxis were accusing me of shilling BSV. And I'm like, I never shilled BSV. You're right. I'm sorry. I take that back.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Did you apply to speak at Bitcoin Miami?
No.
No? Okay.
No. I don't apply to speak. That doesn't sound like my ego won't allow me to do something like that.
Okay. I was
just applications. Like I retired in 2017. Okay. And hopefully, God willing, I'll never have to work again. I don't fill out applications. Like that's beneath me. Okay. If I have to fill out an application, that means I haven't worked hard enough. That means I still have more work to do. Right. If I'm going to speak at a conference, I'll tell you right now, I was asked to speak at a conference. Okay. And, or I was invited, let's just say I was invited to speak at a conference, and the person running the conference told me if they wanted me to, if I wanted them to pay for my travel and lodge, I would have to sell tickets to the event. And I just was like, all right, y'all don't really want me there, because I don't do that. I don't do the whole, I'm selling tickets to this event, come so this person can pay. I can pay my own way. I don't need you to pay my way. But if you really wanted me there, I could tell you my booking fee is $5,000. And depending on where it is, I'll take, the fee for travel and lodge out of that. But my booking fee is $5,000. You're not about to have me over here, selling tickets to be at your event. That's not something. You don't want me, I won't come. I just won't come. You can go and you can have all these other people there, and that's fine. I don't have to be included in everything. I pulled out of 2 events this year because I looked at it and I said, A, I'm not getting paid to be there. B, my kids got a soccer schedule, and I'm not going to deviate from my kids' life to go be at an event that I'm not going to be paid to be at. You see what I'm saying? So, so to answer your question, no, I did not apply to be a speaker at the Bitcoin conference. I would love to be a speaker at the conference, but they would have to ask me. But I would never ask, if they want me there, I'm there, but I would never ask because that's just not something I would do. I don't ask to be a part of people's stuff.
Okay, I was just curious because I thought you should have been a speaker there, especially with your book.
Well, some people have said that. They said, I spoke to some employees at Bitcoin Magazine when I was at the event. They're like, Hotep, big fan of yours, da-da-da-da. People walk past me. You should be speaking. You should be speaking. I've heard that a bunch of times. And my response to that is, no, I shouldn't. I shouldn't be speaking at the Bitcoin conference. Because if I should have, I would have. Things that should happen, happen. And things that aren't supposed to happen, don't happen. Everything happens in divine timing. So if they want me there in 2023 to speak, then sure, I'll be there for a fee. Right? But I'm not going to say because they didn't invite me or I'm not on that stage that I hold any animosity to them. I have no animosity to anybody that doesn't invite me to their stage, because who am I to say, oh, I should be on your stage? That's like somebody saying, oh, I should be on Hotep Jesus' channel. No, you shouldn't. No, you shouldn't. Maybe you're not the type of content I'm looking for right now. Like there's some people that reached out to me in January and I'm like, look, I'm doing all women in January. You can't cut the line. You see what I'm saying? So you never know what's going on, people's protocols and the things and agendas. Maybe they're like, yo, we don't want Hotep Jesus this year. We want Hotep Jesus in 24. Maybe that's the way I don't know how they're planning this. So I would never say, oh, because you didn't have me there, there's some animosity. No, when you want me there, I'll be there.
I agree with that 100%. And I feel the same way. That's how I run my business. I do have a woman I would absolutely love to see on your show. She is a outstanding digital photographer and very, very big in the NFT space. I would love, I'm going to send you her profile. Right. I'd love to have her to see her on your show though. Amazing.
Let's check her out. Willie Handy 79. Thank you. He said, what up, Auntie Wendy and Hotep Jesus? What up, bro? Guys, Cam Tuition. God bless. Thank you, Cam. Appreciate you. B Weezy Bird said, Hotep, you should see debates Bitcoin maxis have about Bitcoin, like Peter McCormick or Alex Zvetsky, and they get toxic and exposed for their lack of knowledge on Bitcoin despite being a maxi. So I think there's 2 different groups here, right? In the crypto world, period. You can even do this with the finance world. It's people who understand the investing mechanisms and people who understand the technical mechanisms. There are technical mechanisms within finance, like how a transaction occurs on the stock market. And there are people who understand why a transaction should occur on the stock market and why you should buy that. It's 2 different things. A lot of people aren't educated on the technical aspects of crypto and Bitcoin. And just because they don't have that information, I don't think you can discredit them because there's philosophical and marketing angles that are desirable as well and important as well. And there's people that are bookworms and nerds and they do all the technical thing and they don't understand shit about the finance world. You know what I mean? So it depends. Peter McCormick, I think, is a very important voice. He's got the #1 podcast in Bitcoin. Last time I checked, he put me on his platform. He didn't have to do that. So I appreciate Peter. And I don't think Peter's perfect. Nobody's perfect out here. He does some wild shit, but maybe that's part of his plan. Maybe that's part of his marketing and how he does his thing. I don't know. But my thing is this, like a lot of, and this is more of a recent revelation for me, like within the past maybe year or so. But a lot of the stuff that's toxic on the timeline, like I just don't see, because when it pops up, I keep scrolling.
I tried to today, but it was like all over my feed. Like it was
Well, yeah, it
just,
was in your world. It was
yeah,
probably like front and center. You would scroll, and you'd see it again and again and again. You just couldn't avoid it.
yeah, it was just a lot.
Yeah.
And I kind of have to be plugged into what's happening because I like, if I see a breaking news story, I jump on TikTok and I
Well,
let
yeah.
them
You
know,
you
hey,
you
check this out.
you would have to be all over it. Yeah.
So,
Like I think maybe like a tenth of my feed is crypto, so I wouldn't even see that. Right. I got like mine is very spread out. I got a little bit of money Twitter. I got a little bit of crypto Twitter, a little bit of maxi Twitter, a little bit of politics Twitter, a little bit of philosophical Twitter. I got a little bit of everybody, so I get a little bit of black Twitter. I get a nice little view of everything, but I don't really be online that much.
well, let's talk about our last topic
Okay,
because people got mad.
they got mad.
I tweeted, let me pull it up.
BBC Bird, he said, and these people are being invited to speak at the Bitcoin conference. Dudes with lack of knowledge and having poor persuasion skills
Yes.
for no coiners, which has hurt mass adoption. Now that I do agree with. I think that there are some persuasion opportunities missed by the Bitcoin maxis, and even some of the other shitcoiners. But I agree, man. I think that for somebody new coming into this space, it's hard to be a student because there's so many wars and spats going on that if you get caught in the middle of the crosshairs, like all of a sudden you're getting attacked and you're like, what did I do?
Well, yeah, and that's one of the biggest problems is because you have all these people that are super tech smart, so they understand how the blockchain works and how all these applications, these dApps, whatever works. And what happens is instead of them actually like educating, they trash you and they call you stupid because they have no social skills. So they're actually very
Yeah.
detrimental to a lot of these projects. And Bitcoin is a great tool, but at the same time, the maxis could make it implode because who is going to want to use Bitcoin if you get made feel if the people that are kind of gatekeeping it make you feel uncomfortable.
Gatekeeping.
Anybody can buy Bitcoin. That's a given.
No, I know what you
But
mean by the gatekeeping. I know exactly what you mean. That's what we're talking about. Access to those perks.
yeah, but it's like if you don't do exactly what they say or have the same exact ideas as what they think,
Yeah.
they will exclude you from everything. And how is somebody supposed to learn Bitcoin's true ethos without access to these things? And that's that's something that grinds my gears is we have all these conferences, especially Bitcoin Miami, Bitcoin conference, they make all this money doing that. And I mean, I was glad I talked to Zay because Zay said he reached out to them, was like, hey, can you give me some tickets to give out to some kids? So he's able to, I think he got 100 college students, kids to attend the conference. But it's like, why can't we host? And it pisses me off because they make money. Why are we not hosting a small little workshop outside of the conference for like middle school kids or high school kids and reach out to the schools and say, hey, we're going to do this little thing alongside the conference. Here's a permission slip, have your parents sign up or have your parents bring you. And let's do some free educational workshops for our kids or for an underserved community or from whatever it is. Why aren't we doing that? Why?
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. But here's my pushback. Do you need the Bitcoin magazine people to do that? No. I always bring this stuff back to being black in America. All this stuff is very similar to being black in America, right? More specifically, being a black man in America who is not a progressive. Okay? That's very specific. Okay? So, very long time ago, I said, I want to be on Oprah. I want to be on Black Enterprise Magazine. I want to be on Essence. I want to be on the cover of Jet. I want to be on the cover of Ebony. And I realized really fast, as I became more politically aware, that actually was not a possibility. And my mother has collected the Ebony magazine since probably the 70s, maybe early. I know she got some real old, probably worth money. And it broke my heart. It literally broke my heart to know that I will never be able to enjoy speaking to my people from a mainstream spot, specifically a black mainstream spot. Okay. I'm blackballed from my local radio station. Hot 97 has blackballed me. The program director, Ebro Darden, has specifically said I am not allowed at the station. I've had podcast appearances at the station canceled because of Ebro Darden. Ebro Darden follows me on Twitter. I follow him on Twitter. Tremendous respect for the guy. But he's blatantly said, no, I'm not allowed at the station because of my political views. Now, why am I saying this? Once you realize that, or once I realized that I was never going to be accepted in these places, you have to ask yourself, well, what now? And it forced me to have to find success without them. And it made me stronger, and it made me better, and it gave me my own platform. And it gave Hoteps a platform. It made Hotep Nation bigger, and it gave platforms for other people. And I jumped the line and went straight to Joe Rogan. like the local station said no, but Joe Rogan said yes, right? So let me know, like, nobody can really stop you in this world from doing anything you want to do. They can exclude you from their little clubs. But whatever success you dream of does not require these little clubs help. Doesn't require their boost. There's always somebody else out there in the world that'll give you a push. I actually did the math on it way back in the day, and I said, well, if these amount of people will exclude me, how many people are left over? And after I did the math, I'm like, there's hundreds of millions of people still left over. I can make it. We don't need them. We don't need them. We can build our own community and provide to the people we want to provide to.
You know, I resonate with that a lot.
Do you?
I do, because I don't come from money. I don't come from, I'm not that typical white girl.
Right.
The white girls don't claim me. The white boys don't claim me. Mm-hmm. Especially successful white people. They don't claim me. They don't want me around because for whatever reason. So I've been able to build my success off of who I am, being authentic, and the underdogs, the people that have experienced similar things that I have, they resonate with me and they fuck with me. And people from all different, when I talk about underdogs, I'm talking about people from all different backgrounds, but the white people, they don't want nothing to do with me.
Right. But look where you got.
Exactly. I'm very happy.
Look at the amount of success you've had. Look at the amount of wealth you've been able to build for you, your family. Look at the freedom you've been able to create for your family. You said, I don't like Cali. I'm just going to pick up and move. Some people aren't even able to do that, right?
Right.
Did you need to be accepted in any club to do that?
No, I did not.
That's what I'm saying. No matter. That's why I enjoy these cults. I enjoy them. You know, I love them. I love them. And here's why I love them. I love them like children, mostly because that's how many of them act. Like, you see a badass kid running around, you're like, I don't really want to do harm to this kid, but he's a badass little kid. Hey, sit down, stop acting stupid, right? But you don't hate him. You don't want to hurt this right? This child. So I look at them as children because I say they're making a lot of mistakes. That's what children do. Children make lots of mistakes all day. So when I see these people having these cults and they're playing gatekeeping, all I'm seeing is them blocking their blessings. So I smile. I go, damn, you just gonna block that blessing? Or you could have had this person on stage, but you blocked that blessing? Ooh, your future don't look too good. So it's grand opening, grand closing. You see, when you block your blessings because you want to be a cult, all you doing is digging your own grave. And I'm going to sit back and I'm going to watch your meteoric rise and your meteoric fall. And I'm not going to do it with any happiness. I'm going to be completely neutral. And I'm just going to look at it from a learning experience and say, as Hotep Nation, I never want to be that. As a member of Hotep Nation, I never want to be that. I never want to be a organization or a evil cult that gatekeeps people and says, oh, they can't be a part of this because they believe something different. Da, 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 da. No. Outside of the T people, of course. One little exception to the rule.
You know, I gotta say, one thing I will say is that it's the new age stuff that's getting crazy. The old school stuff, they're pretty. They like, I'm telling you, a really good friend of mine. She was somebody I worked with. You couldn't tell that she made the transition. She was such a lady, so respectful, and she got it. She got it. There was no issues. There was no drama. It was just, she got it. And that was, you know, but anyways, okay. I want to talk about this last topic because people got mad.
Okay. Let's talk about
it. I want, and I actually, like, before I posted it, I actually did, I took a page out of your playbook and I looked up the definition.
Let's go.
I looked up the definition of divorce because divorce has multiple different definitions.
Which dictionary did you use?
I just Googled.
Okay, let's Google it. Let's go.
Let's Google divorce.
Divorce define. Okay, let's see what it says here. Oh, let me use Google. I'm in Brave right now. Hold on. Divorce define. Okay. Divorce, the legal dissolution of a marriage by a court or other competent body. Is that the definition that you read?
Yes. And then I looked at the word dissolution, annulment, judicial separation.
Yes.
Then I went down a little bit more to verb where it said point number 2, separate or dissociate something from someone, or separate or dissociate something from something else.
Yes. Disconnection.
Yes. Divorce is destroying America, or it has destroyed America, was the tweet. And I wanted to kind of gauge to see where people were.
Okay.
Who can use critical thinking? And I do that a lot on my page because I like to read. I like to sit back late at night.
Well, first of all, let me just say that statement automatically made me put my thinking cap on. So I got to applaud you because you are invoking critical thought. My bad. Proceed.
So the term divorce, people automatically assume it's marriage. Automatically assume it's marriage. But guess what? People can divorce religion. They can divorce their families. They can divorce their ideals. They can divorce the very foundation of America, or the very foundation that they were brought up on, their morals or values.
They can divorce a cult. It's basically the separation of anything. Right.
You can divorce drinking water. Say, I don't want to drink water anymore. I'm going to divorce it. I'm just saying it's a different meaning.
Right.
So people completely lost their shit.
Okay.
Completely lost their shit. But when we take a step back and we analyze, yes, the nuclear family is very, very important. And generally kids that do well, or that tend to do well, they generally have both parents in the household. A man and a woman in the household raising both parents. Because if you look at the studies with kids who grew up in a single family household with just a mom or a dad, they tend to have more problems. I am a product of that. My sisters are a product of that.
Okay.
And other people I know that came from single parent households, they have a lot more problems than my friends that grew up in a household with the parents together.
It's the reason why you have 500 tattoos. Continue.
Probably, yeah, because my dad would have I would have no teeth if my dad was here. R.I.P. Dad. But that's one of the things. And so another thing, people have divorced religion completely. Most people do not have anything to believe in. There's a lot of people in America that don't go to church, or they don't have any sort of values. And love it or hate it, but the 10 Commandments, there is a form of the 10 Commandments in almost every single religion, whether you're Muslim, whether you're Jewish, whether you're Christian, whatever it is. There's some set of rules, like you don't cheat, you don't kill, you don't steal, you don't rob, you respect your parents. There's that ideology there. But most Americans have completely divorced themselves from religion and these ideals. And we also have people that have divorced themselves and separated from morals.
Yes, continue.
And that was my point, is that we've talked about countries in the Middle Eastern countries. They have very, very strong sense of religion and marriage. And it's kind of a serious thing. You get married, you stay married. Sometimes the conditions aren't ideal, which of course I don't support anybody stay in a situation which is harmful or detrimental, but people are just divorced. In America, people will simply, if they get tired of being with their partner, they divorce. There might not be abuse. There might not be any kind of turmoil going on, but they're like, I don't want to deal with this person. I'm going to get divorced. I'm going to leave, whether they have kids or not. And what is that saying to our children? What is that saying to our generation? We see we see the separation of our parents so common. And realistically, me personally, the way I think, when you decide to have kids, you live your life, your life. I mean, yeah, the parents do need to come first. They're the adults. But at the same time, when you have kids, your obligation is to those children, is to make sure they get what they need. So unless there's something very bad happening in that relationship, you might want to consider staying together, or at least trying your best. And America has been in a consistent decline since we have had more marriages dissolve, in my opinion.
This is such a deep topic. It's expansive too, right? There's so many different facets to it. I mean, just the legal aspect alone. The legal aspect as it exists in various nations within the United States of America. Nations meaning states. The rules in one state for divorce are different from another, right? Then there's also like predatory marriages, right? Where somebody marries somebody and then they're like, all right, now I get the divorce and I get to take your half, right? There's predatory situations. So I can see how divorce, has destroyed America, which leads me to marriage. Has marriage become too important?
I think marriage hasn't become important enough. I think it has declined.
I believe marriage has lost its meaning.
I agree. And I think we're like, for example, my grandparents on both sides, they stayed together through thick and thin. My mother's parents, my grandpa, sometimes they had money, sometimes they had no money. There's some other family things which I'm kind of trying to piece together about the type of work he did. And some of the things my mother has mentioned. He's an amazing man. But as far as, my point here being, my grandma stayed with him through thick and thin, like didn't matter. My dad's parents, they stayed together through thick and thin, no matter what happened. And they're people, every relationship has its issues, but why are we seeing so many more separation of marriages?
Well, let's take a look at what marriage means, right? And I'm going to jump straight to the second definition here on Google. A combination or mixture of two or more elements. Right? So this is the combining of things, right? To come together, to bind. My issue is with marriage. People, especially women, are marrying for the wrong reasons. They're marrying out of ego. They're marrying out of selfish desires. Marriage is a selfless act. When you marry somebody, they are not becoming yours. You are becoming theirs. I'm going to say that one more time. If you are looking at a marriage as somebody becoming yours, you're doing this whole thing wrong. Marriage is about you becoming the other person's. Can you give yourself wholly and completely to this person, 100% trust, can you take that leap of faith? If you cannot, you should not be married. Marriage is a combination. Marriage is a union, but it is the combining of the soul of the individual. Are you ready to destroy yourself to create a new person? Are you ready to destroy your ego for the sake of the new person you are about to create, which is the combination of you two? The two people come together and they form something new. And this is why it's very important for men to lead, right? When they say men lead, is because you can't have a two-headed snake. You know, one want to go one way, the other one wants to go another way. You can't have that. It's got to have one head. Two tails is fine. Okay? But it's got to have one head. And usually that's why they say men lead, because they point the direction. If the two individuals aren't ready to walk in the same direction, you cannot have a marriage. If two people aren't ready to take their finances and point them at the same goal, these individuals aren't ready for marriage. Marriage is the complete dismissal of ego. It is the complete dropping of your guard. It is the ultimate expression of surrender.
You know, I agree.
Wow. And Wendy agreed with me 3 times on this podcast. This is a new record.
I mean, because if you're not able to submit to somebody else, because listen, people get married because old school ideals is you come together with your partner, with your spouse, with somebody that you love, and you create a family. That's what's in every single religious text. And if you can't submit to this other person, how are you going to be able to effectively raise children together?
Well, if we take it back now, here's my other problem with marriage. Marriage was a vow, okay? I put this ring on your finger, and the ring was more like a symbol of saying, if things don't work out with me, at least you can take care of yourself. You can take this ring, you can pawn it, and now you can live for a few years until you get your life together. It was a symbol of insurance. Okay.
Not in 2022.
Hold on. We talking about in antiquity. Okay. In antiquity. Okay. I gave you this ring as a man, as an insurance policy. If I die, if I leave you, whatever, at least you can take care of yourself until you figure out what to do with your life. The woman's pledge was supposed to be a virgin. That's why it's a ring. Women can't promise a man chastity, and a man can't promise a woman riches. Those two individuals, according to antiquity, should not be getting married. It shouldn't be copulated. That's my problem with modern day marriage. Everybody's running out getting married because, that's the thing to do, right? Da-da-da. No, what the thing to do is know yourself and then know your partner.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I'm sick of this shit. I really am.
Because America's just fallen so far.
It's just sad. Like, I remember my grandma, because my grandma outlived my grandpa on my dad's side. And we had to bury my uncle because he took his own life. That's a story for a different day. And he was buried at the military cemetery that my grandfather was. My grandma, who could barely walk, made sure she walked over to his grave, to my grandpa, and she bent on one knee as far as she could. And I never saw this woman cry. She didn't even cry at my dad's funeral. I saw tears rolling down her eyes. And she was always like very feisty with my grandpa, very, very feisty. Like that's just the time she was, New York Jew. She had tears rolling down her face. I couldn't hear her cry, but I could see. And she says, "That's my baby. That's my baby. I'll be with you soon. I'll be with you soon." And seeing somebody that feisty and strong just work so hard to get to bend over just to touch the tombstone of the love of her life, her soulmate, her life partner, was just a very different experience for me to see. And it just showed how, and she didn't, she could have dated, because she was, even for her age, she's a very attractive woman. She dressed very, very nice. Like, the men loved her. She's faithful to my grandpa. That was her baby. That was her man. And to see a woman that was so proud get down on her knee and just, reach out to her man and say, I miss you, and submit to him. It was probably the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about the people during a time where the values of a man were different and the values of a woman were different. Once those values were destroyed, naturally, the relationship between the two must be destroyed, because without values, how can you have any valuable relationship? So the man's values have been desecrated, degraded, and disintegrated, and the same thing with the woman's value, completely destroyed. Even the values and what they value in a relationship are, I mean, it's just, I don't know how young men are going to date today. I feel bad for young men, not women. Women, it's easy for them.
Well, let me talk about women.
Okay.
If I was on the market, if I was available, I would look for a man that is 50 and up.
You see, that's why I said it sucks for a young man.
The reason why is because I watch, I've got a lot of younger guys that are my friends because the industry I work in. I watch them move. I see how they interact. I see how they talk to people online. I see how they talk to women. And one of the things that I notice when we're like, if we have to go take an Uber, go do whatever, who's helping me get out of the car? If I'm wearing heels, who's helping me walk down the stairs? Who's helping me walk up the stairs? Who's holding a door open for me? And very few of them are doing that. In that young age. Older men have no problem with it. They will take, I've had men push me in a chair all that type of stuff. Older men, not the younger men. So if I was available,
And that's my point. Being a young man today, trying to score a woman is probably really, really difficult. See, back in my day, you didn't have to compete with men on social media. You only had to compete with the men in your town and the vicinity. 20-mile radius. That's the only way. Now you got to compete with men across the globe. Some rich guy in Dubai could just fly out tomorrow, and what are you going to do about that? Nothing you can do about it. And then there's like the aspect of sneakiness, because you got the anonymity and whatnot. So yeah, like it has to. Dating today has to suck for a young man. That's why I would say you'd have to get a girl that who isn't on social media if you really want to get anything of any value.
I agree.
I think a woman on social media is a red flag of some sorts, unless she's like hustling and doing her thing. Outside of that, if she's using it for recreation, it's definitely a red flag. Any woman that's on social media and is not using social media to hustle is stealing time away from her family. Literally. Like, there's nothing online. Like, some people will say, oh, I have Facebook because I can connect with family. You ain't got your family phone number?
Well, that's something that I'm not going to agree with you on, because like my family, they stay on Facebook. Like, if you want to,
I got family on Facebook. I don't go on Facebook. If we are family, this is the problem. People have allowed Mark Zuckerberg to become the intermediary of their relationships. People have allowed these apps to become the intermediary of their relationships. Pick up the phone and fucking call somebody and tell them you love them.
I like that. I think it's important.
What happened to that?
Social media.
Social media has created artificial bonding mechanisms, I guess. Just like oh, because I liked my aunt's update, she knows I'm here or something like that, right?
No.
No, like if you're a family, start a group chat on WhatsApp and talk directly to each other or something like that. But you know, there's all this social media and no. A woman who's on social media, not hustling, is stealing time from her family. She should delete it. You should just delete it. I don't think women should have social media.
I agree with some of that.
I don't think men should have social media. I don't think men. If you're not hustling, you shouldn't be on social media. If you don't have a purpose, if you're not out here running a nonprofit, if you're not organizing, that's the key word, right? Because even corporations are organization. But if you're not using social media to organize, you know what you're doing? You're pissing your fucking life away.
True.
Pissing your life away. I've never, ever in my life have been a part of a social media network I didn't get my hustle on. Ever. And that goes back to AOL when I was hawking software on AOL in 96.
Wow.
Okay. I've never, ever looked at social media and not tried to organize. Maybe it's just me and my personality. Like I'm just a natural born leader. So I'm always trying to organize and like, all right, let's do this. Let's go ahead. Let's do that. Right. Even in high school, I organized a fight club. Like you couldn't hang out with us and not fight. Like you put on the gloves, we went in the garage and we fought. That's what we did. I organized that. I went to Sears and I bought 2 pairs of boxing gloves. It came out right after Fight Club. And I'm like, oh, this is perfect. This is what we're going to do. We're going to fight from now. And that's what we did.
What do your parents think about that?
Oh, my mom hated it. She's like, nobody better not get hurt. I don't want to get sued by nobody's parents. You know what I mean? So we used to clear out before my moms got home. But yeah, like we had two weight classes, lightweights and heavyweights. And I seen heavyweights get knocked out and I seen lightweights get knocked out. That's just me. Like that's what I used to do with my friends. Like, you know what I mean? Like I even spoke to one of my homies the other day and we was over there chilling, my childhood homie. And he was like, yo, he told his little brother straight up, like, yo, B was our leader. He said it. Yo, Brian was our leader. You know, he was our focal point. You know what I mean? He set everything up. You know, we was going to hang out with girls. He set it up. We was going to do a party. He set it up. We was doing this. He set that up. I was the de facto leader. Now I understand not everybody is like that, which means you still now have to join an organization and get behind a leader, somebody going the same places that you want to go. But if you're online and you're not like that's why I love the Hoteps, right? Because not everybody needs to be a leader, but you could support Hotep Nation knowing that we're doing good things out here and coming online and supporting us or supporting Wendy O or supporting the self-care lab, right? Come online and support. If you're not going to be a leader and organizing, support the organizations. Use your efforts online to support the organizations that you like and you love and are going to places you want to go. Don't just spend all the time selfishly online, right? Just using it as a means of entertainment. You're better off reading some fucking fiction novels or something like that. It'll make you smarter. But don't use social media just for a distraction. Because that's what they want it to become. They want it to be a distraction. It's not really what it could be used for. And that's the problem. The world is run by organizations and unorganized people are their slaves.
I vibe with that. I do. I vibe with that.
Thank you. Chad said, defend Wendy. She's right about divorce destroying America. People don't curate quality mates. And they give up at the first sign of inconvenience. Real talk. Chad LeBoy said, we see it everywhere. Immediate gratification rules all, and the attention span is gone, and slavery to the patient elites is right around the corner. Indeed.
That's a topic for the next show because I will end the show with this.
Okay.
My TikToks, my educational TikToks were 60 seconds long, 60 seconds. And I struggled making 60-second videos because that's a lot of information to put into 60 seconds.
Yeah.
Especially when you're talking about something that's complex. guess what? The algorithm no longer pushes 60-second videos. Do you want to know why?
Because they want 30-second videos.
Because people listen to the first 20 seconds and they scroll up. So in order for my videos to hit the algorithm and to get views, they are 15 seconds or less.
You just taught me something new.
Do you know how long my average watch time for my YouTube videos are, regardless of how long they are? Well, anything that's
20 minutes.
Oh, no.
15.
I'm going to give you some free consulting here that I charge a lot of money for.
Okay.
My YouTube videos, regardless, if they're anything that's over five minutes, that's over 5 minutes. Well, basically 20% of your video generally will get viewed. Right. With the 60-second YouTube short, 80% gets viewed. So like 40 seconds, whatever. For a regular YouTube video, if it's not a live stream, you have to do 3 to 5 minute intervals, 5 to 7 minute intervals, and 7 to 10 minute intervals. And generally doesn't matter if it is, once you get to past that 5 minute mark, you're only watching like 2 minutes and 30 seconds of your video.
Average watch time on mine, but they're all live streams, is 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's
but it's live streams, so I'm a little bit different, and I'm Hotep Jesus.
Exactly. Well, because you structure yours very differently than other people, and you force your audience to critically think about what you're saying.
Yeah.
So if they don't watch that much of the video, they're going to have no idea what's going on, and they're not going to get the point, because you're kind of retraining people's minds to say, hey, this is the topic. But before we get to the topic, we need to cover this, and then slowly bring all of then you get all those topics, and you kind of funnel them into the main topic, the main point.
Indeed. 15 seconds, huh?
15 seconds. I really think you should start a TikTok. I'm telling you, with just 15-second, whatever it is, whatever on your mind, whatever you want to push out, and just say blah, 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 blah.
Okay. I'm putting together like a whole like plan for 2023, and TikTok did cross my mind because we're going to be hiring some people to help run the new media network that we're building. So I might start training early, but I'm going to need some assistance from the team at that point. But I'm going to start training myself to do these 15-second things. It sounds like a good idea. It sounds easy to do to me too.
It is. I mean, you find a topic that's of interesting. And let me tell you this, all of the mainstream media appearances that I've been featured in, Time Magazine, Next Advisor, Vice, Wall Street Journal, Washington Post, I CNBC, name something, I've been on it, has been from me being on TikTok.
Interesting. How many followers you got on TikTok now? 230,
I think. 230,000.
Oh, damn. Jesus Christ.
But it's so easy. And because of the type of content you put out, you would do very, very well on TikTok, because people like,
I was afraid I was going to be banned.
Well,
like my first Instagram account.
Well, the 60-second video or the 15-second videos work great. And then there's some, and then of course, like once you build an audience up or whatever, you can elaborate on more of these topics. But see, the thing with you is I think even with the 60-second videos with you, they would do well is because the way you present yourself, you're gonna get people very interested in the first 5 seconds, and they're gonna watch till the end because they're gonna want to see what the hell you're going on about.
I'm gonna start with the 15 seconds and see what we can do.
Good. I'm happy.
Raider said you're at 239.5K on TikTok.
And they're trying to cancel me.
Shout out to Raider. Raider's doing good work out here.
Yep. Shout out to Raider.
He's the man.
All right. Well, I'll see you next Wednesday, because I'm sure we're going to have some
juicy topics to talk about.
What do you and Uncle Hotep talk about tomorrow?
Oh my God. I mean, I've been in Key West. I don't even know what the hell we were supposed to talk about. I know there's, I don't know what happened. What happened while I was relaxing and enjoying myself?
Oh, you and Hotep talk about, okay. Are you familiar with the account on Twitter, Libs of TikTok?
Oh yeah. We got to talk about Libs of TikTok. They were getting doxxed.
It's a woman that runs it, and another woman doxed her, but then went on rants prior to that saying, "Don't doxing is so bad. Doxing is so bad."
Well, they're hypocritical progressives, of course. There's some other stuff.
ASAP Rocky is in jail again.
ASAP Rocky got locked up.
Where's Trump? They're calling for Trump.
Right. I don't know. We gotta, huh?
The plane mandate went away.
The plane mandate. Yes. Let me tell you, I got on the plane today and I seen this heavyset dude, white dude, sitting next to his lady. And it was the first time I got on the plane in a while without no mask. And I took a look at him. And I see some good MAGA folk right here. I can just tell. So I looked at the lady, looked at the man, and I said, "No mask, yeah." And they started cheering, and I gave them a high five, and I felt good. It felt great. It felt great to see people happy to be free. It's a damn shame we got to be happy to be free, though.
You know, it's very interesting in 2022, or since 2020 to 2022. Every single person was enslaved. Yes.
It was an expression of the slavery. It was like, we letting y'all know we got y'all. Yeah, absolutely.
God bless freedom.
God bless freedom. Shout out to HP Brian. Everyone is lives a TikTok. Oh, he sent the big boy super chat. Oh, thank you. Shout out to the people that support the channel. We doing big things over here. Big things coming soon in the future. We appreciate y'all. Wendy, I'll see you next week, man.
All right, see you. Love and light.
Love and light.